So there's a problem, and it is a problem shared by everybody at this conference. The education marketplace itself is really hard. We don't really know how to evaluate schools or educators or anybody else, curriculum materials, and we don't know how to help people choose the right one. Whether you're, again, a parent or a teacher or a school a university president, this is hard. And as a result, we spend money very, very badly. And good ideas don't scale, and bad ideas don't go away. So what I've done, I created the Princeton Review, and I ran it for 20-odd years, and then I left to create 2U. And then I ran that for many years. Having taken the first one public, I decided to leave before taking the second one public, and I think that was a wise choice for everybody. But what I did is created a studio called the Noodle Companies, and we have 4 operating companies underneath that are all trying to solve a slice of this problem. I'm running one of them, but they are completely separate teams, bound only by our brand of Noodle and by our shared commitment to try to solve one or another of these problems. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So there are 4 companies. The first one is Noodle Search. And the idea is we are TripAdvisor for education. If you're looking for a tutor or preschool or college or grad school or a negotiating seminar, whatever it is you're trying to find, we want to be the right way to find it. And I've spent a fair amount of money on this and a fair amount of time. We have a new version actually in private beta right now that is mobile and social and incredible, and we'll be launching over the next couple of months across different categories. But I think we finally got it right. And from a TAM point of view, this is a big space. There are $15 billion a year spent just by higher ed, $30 billion in the US on all education marketing, and we think we could be the best way to do that. The issue right now, the people who are out there, are a combination of really sketchy providers. Some of them are kind of morally bankrupt, some of them are actually criminal. But the lead gen space and the way that you find a school, and you go to Google and look up a college and decide for yourself if this is a problem that needs solving. But one thing just to say about it is that the core of the problem is that it's not a quick 5-second decision, that this is a process, that our kids go through that process too slowly with too much angst. Adult learners go through it too quickly with too little angst. And can we solve both of them? The John Yu ran Teachers Pay Teachers. Raza Khan, the head of product, founded and ran My Rich Uncle. It is a really, really talented team. Noodle Partners is a company I'm running. It is the next generation of OPMs. Think of it as the Android version of 2U. There are 3 problems with the OPM model, and they're enormous. Online program managers. The first is that it's just too expensive. It made sense in 2008 for a lot of reasons. It doesn't make sense anymore for universities to spend 2/3 of their revenue for some marketing and support services. That's an interim transitional model, and it's going to go away. And the question is, what replaces it? The second problem is that schools are going to move towards an agile approach to learning. I don't have an online MBA and a classroom MBA. I just have an MBA. And some students take it one way and some students take it the other. And it could be course by course that they make that decision. You need a solution that can handle that. And finally, there's a tremendous amount of risk built into the OPM model. They're going to spend a lot of money this year in marketing, but are they going to spend it on you? Or are they going to spend it elsewhere? And they know that you're going to get some number of students who are just walking off the street. They get those for free. They do nothing else. The OPMs have a fiduciary duty, they feel, and I've heard them say it in these words, to promote the program that makes them the most money. In other words, the least selective, most expensive program. And we need a better model than that. And there it is. And by the way, the great majority of schools are unhappy with their OPMs. So our model is that we are a fee for service. We cost about $50 a credit hour to manage a whole range of providers that put together a service. We can create a program that is of the fit and finish of a 2U program at about 30% of tuition instead of about 65% of tuition, and that's a big difference. That money all ends up in the hands of students. The fact is that the average student in a 2U program is going to spend $20,000 on loan repayments to cover 2U's profit, and we can return that $20,000 to the students and give our schools a tremendous advantage over the schools of traditional OPMs. We have come up to defer revenue, to defer the cost problem. A school doesn't want to put out millions of dollars to pay for the program and then recoup. We do a temporary revenue share. We have a financial partner. We will, in the beginning of a program, draw down funds to pay for that program and to pay for its growth. We'll then pay back those funds, and in return, we're just getting a revenue share that converts to a fee-for-service model at the point that the program is solidly under control. So it gets rid of risk for school, it gets rid of the cash need, but it keeps costs very low. This is what it looks like to an average university. In the early years, it looks like an OPM because we're taking a revenue share, first drawing down money, then paying it back. But in the out years, it's a tremendously different approach. On an average program of 300 students for an average tuition of, let's say, $45,000, it's about $23 million better for the university than the traditional OPM model, as well as being more flexible. So we think that, that there's tremendous impact here. I have 3 seconds left. There are other companies, they're terrific too. And I guess I won't take questions, so thank you.